Okay, let's get started. Hi, I'm Bill, and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about pop, but first, kind of want to set the grounds, the background, let's say. Laurie and I went and drilled this morning. We spent 2.5 hours on the court, and typically when we go to drill, it's 2.5, 3 hours. Rare occasion, maybe 4 hours. So it was nice weather today, and we were out there for 2.5 hours. Not a very hard workout. As you can see, my max heart rate was 132. The average was 91. And I burned, some carbs and some fat, which I really enjoy. So again, one of the things I like about pickleball is the impact it's having on my fitness and helping my ability to manage my weight down. So anyway, I went out there this morning with Laurie, and we spent the first hour just dinking. And what I kept going back and forth in that 1 hour between these two paddles. I've been, mentioning this Joysent Halo X5 16 millimeter T700 Carbon Fiber paddle a lot. I've been giving it a workout. I've been using it in drill sessions. I've been trying to hit all the various shots that I would hit in a game with it. I've played 12 games with it. But in the dinking session this morning, I also was using my Carbon Genesis, the Carbon 2, and something I noticed, which was more of a positive for the Halo X5, was related to pop. Now, the Genesis is a TRUFOAM, so it is a foam core. And as I understand it, there is a piece of fiberglass maybe in the middle that sits on top of the foam core, and that is what gives a bit of pop. This is more your traditional honeycomb core with the carbon T700 carbon fiber face. Really what I noticed was when it comes to dinking, in particular getting the kind of like a half volley dink, it bounces and then I go to return it over the net. The pop was a little bit better. I found myself having to, with the carbon, kind of put more effort into getting that ball back over the net than I needed to with the Halo. And so then I started thinking, okay, what is pop? So I said, okay, let's ask someone more intelligent than me, and I put the question forward on to Grok from XAI, and I said, pickleball paddles have certain characteristics with regard to how they perform. Often a paddle is said to have pop. What is pop with regards to pickleball paddle? Now, I kind of had some ideas about pop already. One of the reasons I stopped playing with the PaddleTech TKO-C paddle was because I felt it had a little bit too much pop. Subsequently, I also came to the conclusion that for my skill level, the sweet spot was smaller than what I feel is sweet spot on the Halo, and for that matter, the Carbon 2. I went with the Carbon 2 because it's the standard body shape, and therefore, as I understood, it had a bigger sweet spot, and I think that is true. But again, when it comes to pop, what was returned is, in pickleball, pop refers to the paddle's ability to generate a lively, powerful response when striking the ball, resulting in a crisp, explosive shot with minimal effort. And while dinking, it wasn't so much me striking the ball per se. It was my ability to just put that paddle down there and let the energy that's on the ball coming over the net just kind of pop off my paddle with very little effort on my part. Now I have to have the paddle in the correct orientation to get that ball going up and over the net. But I kept switching back and forth between these two paddles, and as of right now, I clearly say when it comes to dinking, and I was doing forehand dinks, backhand dinks, I was doing dead dinks, push dinks, roll dinks. As of right now, after that hour and kind of splitting the time kind of equally between the two paddles, I just felt more comfortable and had more confidence with this paddle here. But let's get back to what Grok returned. It says, it describes how effectively the paddle transfers energy into the ball, giving it speed and distance, often with a satisfying sound or feel. Paddles with high pop typically have a stiffer, more responsive surface, often made from materials like carbon fiber or composite, and a core that enhances rebound, such as a polymer honeycomb core. This contrasts with paddles that feel softer or more controlled, which may absorb more energy and produce less pop. And again, the term is subjective, it says, and often discussed in player reviews, reflecting a paddle's ability to deliver fast, aggressive shots, particularly for players who prioritize power over precision. So, but in this morning's session, dinking, I really wasn't focused on generating power. Subsequently to dinking, I did do some two-handed backhands with this paddle, and I had nice, crisp drives that were kind of low to the net, which kind of shocked me because my two-handed backhand drives was not very good until recently, until this morning. Now, in fairness, I did not do the same with this paddle here, but I have hit two-handed backhand drives with this before, and I felt it performed well. But I'm starting to think, how do I go about quantifying the pop that this paddle has versus the carbon? Clearly, the Halo X5 is a polymer honeycomb core, and this Genesis Carbon 2 is a TRUFOAM core. So clearly there are differences, and but in this particular scenario of dinking this morning, I really welcomed the pop that I was getting off of the Halo, because I felt like I had to do less movement. I could get ready in a position, with less movement. Now, it's something I'm going to have to calibrate and all that, but I just felt more comfortable. Again, when I dink, I keep a very loose grip, which in a sense is I'm trying to take some of the energy off that ball if it's a push dink or, an aggressive dink coming to me. So, but I just wanted to maybe ask the question to those of you, what is your definition of pop? And for the current paddle that you may be using, how do you quantify the pop characteristics of the current paddle that you're using? And again, the reason I moved off the Paddletech TKO-C was because of the amount of pop it had. But where that pop was really getting me was more like on the resets, where a fast-paced ball would come at me, and I wasn't able to deaden some of that pace on that ball properly. And also at that point in time, this was a month and a half ago, At least I didn't have a good technique for blocking that ball and trying to hit that ball down. So I was kind of like popping that ball up. So it was really an inability of mine to be able to control the TKO-C paddle with the amount of pop that it had. So I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Again, I got this paddle for free from Joysent. They sent it to us to try out. All my thoughts are my own. I do have a discount code, BILL20. There will be a link in the video description. It'll take you to the Joysent website if you're interested in finding out more information about this paddle or purchase it. It was listed at $59.90, and then with the BILL20 discount code, you get an additional 20% off, which pulls this price of this paddle under $50. And so as a result of the dink session this morning, I'm going to be playing a round robin at the net 3.5 plus coming up, I think, this coming Wednesday. And I think right now I'll be out on the court a few more days drilling with this paddle, but I'm thinking based on the results this morning, I think I'm going to use the Joysent Halo X5 16 millimeter paddle for that round robin. Again, it's a round robin. We'll play I think 8 or 9 games, switching partners. It's a lot of fun. Really about dinking, forehand, backhand, speed ups, blocking. It's really been a great experience. Spending a lot of time at the net, learning proper technique for court positioning and all that. So, but my dilemma is $280 for the carbon, which I've already spent, and of course I got this at no cost, the Halo X5. But do I play the carbon just because I paid a lot of money for it? Or, do I play the paddle that is best suited for the current style of my game and skill level? And I think it's the latter. I think I have time. I'm going to use both these paddles. And in time, it'll become clear to me what is the best thing for me to do. Again, I like to play, when I play open play, not drilling, but open play, I like to be able to come out on top. I like winning. I'm competitive, and I don't think it's the wrong thing to want to win. I have fun when I win, but I also have fun when I lose, because in the process of losing, I learned something about my game. And since I'm already drilling about 80% of the time, and rec play is only 20% of the time, I just responded to somebody, left a comment on one of the other videos, and that person was saying, suggesting an 80-20 rule. And so I think I'm real close to that in the sense, and I agree with that person. Right now, I'm spending at least 16 hours a week on a pickleball court, and only maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours at most is in open play or rec play. And the rest, the other 12 hours is really drilling or instruction or something. So again, I'm just trying to share my journey in the sense that, you buy an expensive paddle and then something comes along and, in the under $60 range and you start playing with it, and then you're forced to make a decision which one is better. Not is better for my game, not necessarily everybody's game, but for my game, which one is better. And so that's kind of the journey I'm on. I am gonna compare this to some Yolas once I get back down and get some court time down at the hub in Campbell, California, and so I want to see how this compares to the Gen 4 Yolas, and see if I can discern any differences, differences in pop, differences in power, differences in control. Anyway, yeah, so pop. Interesting question. I'd like to hear your comments on pop. And how do you leverage pop? Is pop important in your paddle? Or are you type of player that you want as little as possible pop in your paddle? So maybe take the opportunity to share your thoughts and as it relates to pop. And other than that, thanks for dropping into the channel. Hope you're having a lot of fun playing pickleball, whether you play it just to go out and have fun, or you play it to improve your game, or you're just a die-hard, passionate person that wants to win. I think the great thing about pickleball is everyone gets to take from the experience what they need. And for some, it's just a friendly social game, having fun. And for others, it's about trying to master the game. But in that process of trying to master the game, they're having fun. They're trying to improve. They're observing what they're doing. They're learning from their mistakes. They're trying to correct those mistakes. Maybe they're taking some instruction. Maybe they're drilling a lot, those type of things. So there's different ways to enjoy pickleball. The important thing is that you're out there getting the enjoyment you need from the experience. All right. Thanks again for dropping into the channel. Other than that, maybe we'll see you out on court sometime.